What's up, guys? Mike and Rob here from the Internet Scholars bringing you our new show, Every Superhero and Comic Book Movie Ever Made Ranked, where we rank every superhero and comic book movie. As this is the first episode, as you can tell by the title, it's Batman Forever. It's the first one we're doing, because that's personal in my childhood. I will have a time description that you can click, and I'll have like an annotation that'll jump you to that point in the video of where we actually start talking about the movie, but since this is the first episode, I'm going to tell you how this all works. First off, it's every superhero and comic book movie. That means, yes, a superhero movie, not based on a comic, such as Mystery Men. I don't believe it's based on a comic. You know, the comedy with Ben Stiller.
It might have been. But anyway.
There are superhero movies not based on comics, and then there are comic book movies that are not superhero movies, such as The Mask, which will definitely be talked about, because that is another one of my personal favorites from my childhood. And again, this eventually, I believe we're going to get to like the animated stuff, like all the DC animated movies, since I have that like 15-year collection or whatever it was that has like all the movies and anime such as Akira, based on a manga, which we are counting as comics. And then it can also expand stuff. I believe we're probably going to cover at least the G.I. Joe movies, maybe Transformers, definitely like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, because those, even though it didn't originate in comics, have a strong history tied to the comics, so mix it up. But we're also not going to do stuff like Fast and the Furious, even though there's superhero characters. By the last couple movies, they're basically fucking superheroes.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like what,
or something like.
I checked out the series. It's been a while, but what?
I told you, like they had to race against a submarine, the whole thing.
All of a sudden, that whole The Rock wanting to do a crossover with Thor doesn't seem.
Yeah, not that crazy. It's not that crazy.
Not that crazy.
Or stuff like Star Wars, which has a strong tie to comics. In fact, actually, the first Star Wars comic premiered before the Star Wars movie by like a month. That won't be touched on. We'll get into it. Right now, we're just going to start with mostly just, comic movies, and then move on from there to do the wider stuff, because we got years and years of content to do.
Oh, yeah.
Now, how does the ranking work, you may ask yourself. First off, there's 5 tiers. 5 tiers for movies that you would tier. Obviously, everything that's above the tier is automatically ranked everything under it, so it's easier to rank, but we are going to rank number everything. But the 5 tiers are great. This is where the great comic book movies go. Probably not going to be filled that much. It's probably going to be a smaller list. Once we get through all the movies, maybe we'll have like 20 great movies. Yeah, or more. Who knows?
We'll definitely have to go back and addendum.
No addendums. Once it's set, it's set. That is another rule I was going to get to. Once it is set, it's set there. If it's above one movie and you think it's less than that, we put it ranked above that. If you want to rank another movie above that, you're also saying it's better than the movie under it. That's how the ranking works. Once it's set, it's set. Though I did have an idea, if we ever get back to an E3 special, one reward for winning the E3 special, you can make one addendum. But there will be very minimal addendums. There will not be major addendums.
Do they have to be? Are they going to have to be?
We'll talk about it in the future. Okay. You were going to ask if it's have to be in the same tier. It was like
no. If you have to use them immediately, or can you sit on them?
I don't know. That's something we'll talk about. Okay. We'll see how this takes off and how far we get.
Okay.
But again, there's 5 tiers. So there's great, where the great movies go. Good movies. Okay, because a lot of movies are just okay. They can sit there.
Yeah.
Then there's bad, because a lot of them are just bad. There's a difference between like, you have to dislike a movie to be bad. Like, if a movie's like so bad it's good, it's at least okay.
Yeah.
But also, if a movie's just so bad it's good, I also don't think you should argue for it to be in the good.
No.
If it's bad, it's good. It can either be bad or it can be okay. Unless you genuinely like it, then maybe you can fight for it to be good.
Yeah.
Might come up later this episode.
Or it's that situation where it's like a good bad movie. Like Ghost Ship, I know. Not that we're going to do that for this, obviously. But Ghost Ship, I know, was like a terribly reviewed movie. But personally, I really
But the thing with Ghost Ship, like, it's that's just a okay movie that you enjoy. It was not made intentionally to be bad, and it's not good because of how bad it is. Unless that's the reason you like it. Like, you just like how fucking campy it is, and that's it.
I mean, really, the camp is a factor for it, but yeah.
Then yes, that would count into one of those.
Okay.
And then after bad, there are the terrible movies, which
trash tier.
There's definitely some movies we're going to get to that are going to be on this list, including a sequel to one of these movies. This movie I'm talking about right now. What'd you lose?
One of the little rivet things. I'm not worried about it.
It's like I said, the first set of the ranking is you put it in that tier. And the first couple weeks will probably be good, because, 5 tiers. Hopefully we'll cover one of each 5 movies. It's not going to happen that way, is it? Once the tier's there, then you can place it in the range. This is a show where we'll probably have guests in the future. Their votes will count. But me and Rob, if we're not there, we will submit in some form what we believe our ranking and tiers should be. That will also come into consideration. If we're not there for the episode, we can still give our opinion and put it where it goes. Basically, how it works, to lay out how the podcast will work. First, we will give our opinions of the movie going in. Before rewatch, we rewatch all these movies before we put them on the ranking.
Watch them for the first time.
Which will also come out in some of these. There's plenty of comic book and superhero movies I'm sure I haven't seen. Probably not that many. I don't know. But so we'll give our opinions of what we thought, either from hearing about what people thought about the movie before, or what our personal takes and opinions were before the movie. Then we'll go through. We'll do a little recap of the movie, a little long recap. I have 2 pages of notes here. That's recap. We can give opinions on this recap while we're doing it, but after the recap, we will then give our immediate opinions on the movie, followed by the ranking step. We break into that system. It'll be pretty simple. It'll be easy to go down, and that's basically all I got for how this show's going to work. Do you got anything to add?
How often are we going to be firing these bad puppies out?
Oh, good idea. We have that bi-weekly. We will do once every other week on a Friday. Hopefully you're seeing this February 1st, which is the first Friday after we record this. If not, it will be up. Ooh, would I want to start on that? No, I would want to start on the bi-weekly thing, so it would not be up on the 8th. Then you're seeing this on the 15th. But after this, 2 weeks from now, we'll have the next episode. The episode... right now we don't have the production to do what I want to do, but this episode, it'll end with a tease of what the next movie is. In the future, I want to do little skits at the end. Okay. I'm not going to do that for this one. Right. Also, pick what movie you want to rank next, because you get to pick the next one since I brought this one. So don't say it right now. But at the end, we'll tell what the next movie is.
Give me some time to think about it.
But in the future, stay tuned past the credits if there's any credits. If I feel like adding credits, just because I feel like it. And there will be a post-credit scene. Superhero comic book movie. Gotta do it.
Yeah.
And also, if you're wondering, hey, is this inspired by Kinda Funny's ranking all the MCU movies? Yes, except we're going one step further. You little bitches. You're gonna stop just at the MCU movies? That's right, we're doing all of them. Every single one.
You've been scholared.
Just been internet scholared. Mic drop. Those are expensive. I don't want to drop it.
That was a whole lot better than just throwing yourself out of off of the stool on the floor.
Should have done that. That would have been better. But anyways, that's the general idea of this show. We will now get into the show. What's up, guys? We're here with the first episode of every superhero comic book movie ranked. First episode, Batman Forever. I'm going to start right now. If you want to know how the show works, jump back a couple minutes and then you'll see how I went through all that. But that's the only time it's going to be one of these episodes. So in the future, we're just going to start like this. So be prepared for that. First up, talk about Batman Forever. This is a movie from my childhood. Love this movie. And I watched it way too many times. And
a movie that I only have seen once last night the first time.
Well, at one point you said, oh, I've seen this part. You're just confusing it with one of the neon scenes from Batman and Robin?
Yeah, I mean...
Joel Schumacher went full Schumacher in the sequel. This one, he's less Schumacher.
Yeah.
That's the best way to explain it. But that neon Gotham does show up in the movie. So what were your thoughts on the movie going into it, from what you've heard? What did you expect to see from this movie?
I just expected a stupid, overdone, Tim Burton-ridden fucking Batman.
Oh, Tim Burton was barely involved.
They
literally kicked him out of the movie.
They were
like, hey, after Batman Returns, we want Batman to be more kid-friendly, so get out of here.
There was definitely still tones of Burton in the movie, I think.
Well, I mean, it's technically canon with Batman, 1989 Batman, and Batman Returns with Michelle Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito.
Yeah, and see, I think that's why I was confused about which one I'd seen, because if I remember correctly, the scene I was thinking of had
Bane.
Poison Ivy.
Probably the same scene.
Probably the same scene, yeah.
We'll get into Batman and Robin later, trust me. I already know where that's getting teared at. She just expected a over-the-top
eye roll,
Tim Burton goth
cringe
shit.
Fest. Yeah. I expected a Nightmare Before Gotham.
people like Nightmare Before Christmas, yourself included.
I enjoy Tim Burton's theatrics in his movies, but not in a Batman film.
1989 Batman's... Okay, this is going to be a different conversation for a different day.
I haven't seen any of these Batman movies. Let me preface it by saying that I've not
Holding my tongue.
I've not sat down and watched any of these Batman movies because
you see One Dark Shadows and it ruins everything for you.
the One Dark Shadows and it ruins everything.
For me personally, this movie, it's a movie I watched in my childhood a lot. When I was like 5 or 6, I would watch this and The Mask all the time on VHS. I'm surprised the tapes didn't wear out. I had not seen it in about 5-6 years. It's been since high school. Probably was the last time I saw it. For what I remember, I remembered very much enjoying the movie. I really, before seeing it again, really enjoyed Val Kilmer's Batman. Obviously not as good as Keaton's, even before rewatching it. And I remember really, really disliking Tommy Lee's Two-Face. Besides that, I went into this hoping to show a friend a movie that I enjoyed and they would enjoy it back. He hasn't given me his opinion, but what he's not said about it says everything. So.
What do you mean? What I've not said about it?
Exactly.
No. What are you insinuating here?
I'm insinuating you fucking hate this shit. That's what I'm insinuating.
We'll go down the list.
Yeah, we'll go. Yeah, so I went into this really looking forward to it. The reason I brought this first is because I used to have a series on my personal channel called Bad Rep Movies, where I would take movies that have bad reputations and be like, hey, it's not as bad as you remember.
Yeah.
Like I did such things as the prequels for Star Wars. And this was one of those movies that I chose as a bad reputation movie.
See, I've never really understood all the hate for the prequels.
No, we're not doing that. Star Wars not on the show.
Yeah.
It does deserve a lot of hate, though. That's a different story. Specifically, when I did the prequels talking about the Bad Rep Movie show, I did episode 1 and episode 3.
Not episode 2.
There's a thing in the middle that I kind of did not deserve the reputation of having a movie with bad reputation, but I believe Batman Forever did, so I covered that and explained why I think it's a good movie. Like people hate this movie. Like the problem is that this movie is so much associated with Batman and Robin, and Batman and Robin's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
This one is not a piece of shit, and maybe that's just because I've seen Batman and Robin. Like I just hold this to a higher standard. It's like, man, when I think about that, it's better. But especially going into it, I really enjoyed it, and maybe I came out the same. Maybe I didn't. Let's talk about the movie. Right. So, movie opens up in the most Batman-y way possible.
Yeah.
Flying logos.
Yeah.
You just had logos flying everywhere. Here's a name. Oh, look, the bat signal's coming closer. Name. Logo. Name. That's just 90s on display.
Oh yeah, that's
every 90s movie started this way.
That's not. I mean, that was. Oh God, what was that movie with the kids?
Stand By Me.
No. It was the one with. Fuck, they did the bank heist with the go-karts or whatever, and the intro is just like, well, Fast and the Furious music with just like logos, names and shit. This was just a product at the time, I think.
You know what would have been like super ironic? Is if you would have started to explain the Goonies while you're wearing a Goonies shirt.
Goonies was the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 80s.
Oh, okay,
still.
okay. I was going to say.
That just would have been very ironic with you weaing a Goonies shirt. I kind of spaced out halfway through the sentence when I saw you wearing a Goonies shirt. I was like, that'd be funny. But I have no clue what movie you're talking about.
Get the Kid or something like that.
Get Him to the Greek.
No, it wasn't Get Him to the Greek. It was,
that was a movie in the 2000s.
It was like a Disney movie.
Disney movie, Sandlot.
No, they do like a bank heist. The mother works as a security firm for the bank.
I'm not sure if I've seen this movie.
I
Flying
want to say
Logos,
it was like
it's the
Trachtenberg or something. I don't know. Anyway.
Right, after this amazing logo screen to show us, yes, we're watching a Batman movie forever.
Forever.
Side note, it took us about 4 hours to watch this movie. It's a 2-hour movie. We had to keep pausing it. Thank you, DC Universe Streaming.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw that on them because my stuff's hardwired and I don't have trouble with it normally. So.
All right, so.
Unless there's just that high of a demand to watch Batman Forever.
Right here. It probably is. Like everyone was watching it. So we start off and Two-Face went into a bank to rob this bank. And the first time we see Batman he's having some friendly wordplay with Alfred. Like, I like this bond that we're seeing here. Like, you know, they got this, like, punny bond going back and forth. It's like, that's the dude that raised you. That's why you're like that. He's a bad father figure.
He's a bad father.
So we see Batman getting ready to go to the scene, to this bank heist, and we see the first look at this Batmobile. And this is a sick-looking Batmobile. That design is awesome. Had the toy as a kid. Sick Batmobile.
Yeah.
Gotta give him that.
No, yeah.
The design on a lot of these things are good. Like it takes the best aspects from the Tim Burton Batman and adds like a little bit of color, but not too much. Not Batman Robin color, except there are some scenes where it's too much. But
it's not ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous and flashy as Batman and Robin. After that, we see Two-Face kind of going through the jail. And it's the craziest thing. I never would have thought to say this going into this movie. Fucking Tommy Lee Jones acting in the first half of this movie. He's acting.
Yeah.
He hasn't done that in years. This movie might have been what killed his acting. There's a point later where you can tell where he stopped acting. And I don't just mean, like, for this movie. I mean, I think he stopped acting there. I was very impressed with, like, all the Tommy Lee stuff before Riddler shows up. Like, Tommy Lee is, like...
Yeah.
Like he's not really playing Two-Face. It's more like he's playing, like, the Joker, almost.
Yeah.
Well, like he doesn't really have this like duality and stuff. Like he has the backstory of it, but like it.
He almost didn't address the duality until the second half of the movie.
Yeah. Which there is a line. I don't know if I have it written down, but there's a line later that I thought was a really, really cool line for a crazy person with bipolar disorder to have.
Do you remember it or?
Yeah, I remember the line. I just don't know if I have it written down. I'll get to it later. Yeah, so Tommy Lee's acting is good here, which is directly juxtaposed with probably the worst extra I've ever seen in a movie, which is the bank guard.
Oh yeah, no. Listen, I wanted to.
Like his acting is so bad in this.
His oh no, as the bank vault started to get lifted up out of the building was just like
every scene with him is just comical.
Me
not
as,
meaning to be comical.
Me as Val Kilmer Batman punches him in the head. All right, now that it's quiet, I can think.
Basically, you would have to do that. Next up, Batman finally arrives on the scene. Like bank teller guy, he wins his coin toss. He gets thrown into a bank vault.
Yeah,
weirdly cylinder bank vault.
Baiting it for Batman.
We'll get to that later.
No.
And he shows up with the fakest landing I've seen in a superhero movie. They have not perfected the superhero landing as demonstrated in Deadpool 2 yet. No, he's clearly like coming in on a wire that you're not supposed to notice he's on a wire.
Gracefully glides in against all odds in physics.
And
T-posing like a motherfucker.
And then we have probably one of the worst parts about this movie. You get Nicole Kidman, who's beautiful in this movie. She's stunning. But she has nothing to do, and that's apparent as soon as she's there, because they just force chemistry between her Batman that does not make sense at all.
He knows that bats aren't rodents. My vagina throbs and moistens.
That is correct. Can
I say that on YouTube?
I don't know. It's there already. But in fact, I had that line written down, not the bat things. But she does do a good psychoanalysis of Batman. Realize he crazy, but my kind of crazy.
Crazy in the sheets.
Faux show. Right, so then Batman goes and does his first fight scene, which we had watched twice. Once was in like
320 by 260.
Yeah, something like that. And then once in normal graphics. I think it was a pretty neat fight scene. Like there's nothing over the top about it. There's nothing wrong about it.
No, it didn't seem too ridiculous.
But I still want to know how he survived all those gunshots in the elevator. They just never addressed that. Like you would think like he'd come like coming from the top, but it's just like he just burst out as soon as they're done.
I thought he did swoop in kind of from the ceiling. It looked like to me like he was dropping in through like.
To me, the way it looks is that it's just like as soon as they're done shooting, he just bursts out of the elevator. Like.
No, with the way he led, I took it as like him swinging down through the emergency hatch on top of the elevator. I really didn't have any fault with that.
Oh, okay, that's what that was.
And even if that isn't the case, like later on in the movie, he does the whole fireproof bat cape thing.
That's different.
I mean, he could have been,
Bulletproof Batcape.
Yeah, it could have been.
All right.
I'm pretty sure that's been done since this movie, so...
And then
give
for
it
the...
benefit of the doubt.
After fighting these thugs that are on the elevator, which Two-Face gives no fucks about his crew. Like, don't work for Two-Face. Would not suggest it.
You work for Two-Face if you're okay with the theory of death.
He finds the great actor inside the vault and falls for a trap. Batman fall for a trap? Hopefully that's not a recurring segment. And what's cool here, like something I enjoyed, is that they during this scene and other parts of the movie, they like kind of had that like old school '60s Batman, like Adam West style music kind of playing there, like kind of giving reminiscence, kind of like we're not as serious as the Burt movies. We're kind of a lighter tone, so it forgives a lot of the stuff they're going, because that's the tone they're going for in this one. And once again, I have here the bank guard, not a good actor. He's not. Let's just emphasize here. Like, if you thought it was just the first time he spoke to Two-Face, like it was bad acting, no, it continues throughout the film.
I am almost tempted to look up and see if he's done anything else.
He was probably just like an extra that was there. He's Joel Schumacher's second cousin's wife. He's changed gender since then.
All right.
Don't look him up. There's 0% chance you can find him. You need to be active for this podcast. Look it up later.
I'm active, but
look it up later.
You underestimate the power of IMDb.
All right, so after this, we get to see just how ruthless, like very Joker-esque, fucking Two-Face is. Like he just straight up kills his guys on the helicopter just to get there, and he is doing whatever he can to kill Batman. Did I skip something? Oh, and now Batman fell for the trap, right?
Yeah,
he fell for the trap, but he was able to use the dude's hearing aid to crack the safe. So he's a good detective, see?
Smart science.
Good detective.
Smart science.
And once he breaks out of the thing, he climbs onto the helicopter. The Two-Face locks the steering wheel for some reason of the helicopter.
Hold on. Let's touch on that. I don't think I've ever seen a helicopter with a steering wheel before.
I thought you watched the movie last night.
I watched the movie last night, but I mean before that.
It was the 90s. Everything was steering wheels.
Joe Grafossi.
Joe, that name sounds familiar. You seen The Sopranos?
Batman Forever. Presumed Innocent. He was in The Naked Gun 3. Apparently he's on CBS's Bull.
Hold on, what's he look like?
Apparently he's in Lodge 49.
He's probably just like a one-off role on Bull, like one of those, like, because it's a police procedural.
Yeah. Law and Order.
Every actor's on Law and Order. That's not even worth mentioning. That's just, so he locks the steering wheel and then jumps out. And there's a nice little touch here. He had that yin-yang parachute, and I thought that was very cool.
Yeah.
And a very just cool-looking parachute. After the parachute, the helicopter goes bye-bye, but Batman escaped. It's all good. He saved everyone. Everything's good. The only downside, Two-Face escaped.
They've already got 57 episodes of Bull.
Yeah, it sounds like it's third season.
Good God.
And it's network television, so 22 episode seasons.
No, actually, believe it or not, he's a reoccurring judge character.
I didn't recognize him. I watched the show. Helicopter goes bye-bye. And then after this, we get our first look into Edward Nygma. What do we got from this first opening scene with Edward? He's obsessed with Bruce. Bruce is here to look at different experiments going on, and he is, like, fucking obsessed with Bruce.
Jim Carrey doing Jim Carrey things with an obsession for Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. The Riddler. We're saying the same words here.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it's a neat turn on the character for Edward to be obsessed with Bruce, not Batman. Obsessed with Batman comes later. So I thought that was a nice little touch. But he's as Jim Carrey as ever.
Oh, yeah.
He is so Jim Carrey, and I love that personally. But we'll get to that later, I assume. Here's something surprising. Like, in these opening scenes, I didn't write this down, but Val Kilmer's Batman, I thought, had no personality. Like, in this opening scene, his Batman was not that great.
He was very basic.
I think it's better throughout the movie. But especially in this opening scene, his Batman was not on par. But his first scene here, where he's interacting with Edward and the company, I think he is great as Bruce Wayne, on par with Michael Keaton. Better than Christian Bale. I don't like Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne.
I don't have any. I've never seen the Michael Keaton Batman either.
No,
so.
Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne's better than Val Kilmer's just because like there's one scene specifically in the first movie. We'll get to that when we get to the movie.
Yeah.
But I was very impressed with Val Kilmer's Bruce Wayne. It was something I was not expecting going in. And then of course during the scene, he's looking at these projects. He's talking to Ed, who's a fucking psycho. And it's like, hey, this project doesn't look safe. Can you give me some tests on it? And then Edward's like, no, I don't want to do tests. Just fund it or don't. Then Bruce's like, okay, it's not funded. See ya. Bye. And then we move on. If only Edward could. Something activated chair? Something activated chair. Then Batman goes to go looking for Two-Face, which is a recurring thing. He's just looking for Two-Face for most of this movie because we needed extra scenes, apparently. And the chair's voice activated. I just felt like mentioning that. There's a voice activated chair. He said chair activate or some shit like that.
No, he literally just said chair.
That's even better. Chair. Knows what to do. If he says it in a different voice, it leans back and pours him a drink.
That's almost as dangerous as having an Amazon Echo with somebody named Alexa in the house.
So he's going looking for Two-Face. He goes to the bat signal because Dr. Chase, I believe I found out her name was...
Chase Meridian.
Dr. Chase is what I'm going to call her. Or Doctor, who cares. She activated the bat signal, and there's more forced chemistry here. There's still no believable chemistry between Val Kilmer's Batman and Nicole Kidman's Dr. Chase.
This bitch is just crazy and horny.
Which is why I have written down here, talk about daddy issues, because she's like, hey, I used to date all these losers, and you look like my kind of loser.
Yeah. Yeah. Who hurt you?
Apparently the men in her past. Probably her dad.
Was it, oh, Jesus Christ.
An uncle? Keith Urban?
Keith Urban. Oh.
Her husband?
Too real. Too real. Was it Bender from Breakfast Club?
Oh, that was a decent pool.
Yeah, the name escaped me.
After this more forced chemistry scene, we go back to Ed, who's working on this project he shouldn't have, and he's gone full crazy at this point. Like,
oh yeah,
his idol tore him down. His idol that was supposed to understand him said, "Hey, I want tests," and apparently to Ed that meant you hate me.
Completely untethered.
And he goes full psycho at this point. He is irredeemable.
Now he's just Jim Carrey.
Now he's not. Sure, I'll give you that. And then he winds up killing his boss. He ties him to a chair, uses his weird machine that makes 3D television. That's his project he's working on. But then he finds out he can steal brainwaves, and then just pushes his boss out the chair. And I like that scene. I really like that scene because he goes up and he's like, "You're fired," or should I say, terminated, and then takes the helmet off and it just falls. I really enjoy that scene. In between that scene and where we find Bruce and everyone like talking at the crime scene, we see a flashback of Harvey's origins.
Yeah.
And the reason I point this out is because Batman is in court as Batman during this scene. Just Batman sitting in the fucking stands waiting in the witness box or whatever.
I was gonna say, God, please tell me on the DVD for this movie
there
are extras that include, like, when they do like the court drawings. I just want to see Batman in the court drawings, like
Batman like diving in front of. But we get that little bit of origin for that. So the GCPD is there. They're investigating this crime scene. Ed's documented the footage to make it look like suicide. But Ed is also clearly faking it. Like he is clearly going over the top of his sadness of his boss dying.
I haven't seen bumbled police work this good since Kathy Anthony got off.
What Trayvon Martin's killer was after.
You right.
But yes, that leads me to point out the fact that this proves why the city needs Batman, because the GCPD is terrible at their jobs. Mm-hmm. They get one like clearly fake note handed to them by someone clearly fake breathing, where he points out, yes, this is exact handwriting and word structure. And there's like, oh, it was suicide. We're good.
Okay, let's examine that a little closer too.
All right.
exact word choice and sentence structure.
Yep, that is what he said.
The whole note was 4 words long.
Yeah. His boss was a man of little words.
You don't...
He was an angry, petty little man. We only got 2 scenes with him, and I can tell you, he was an angry, petty little man.
I mean, he was angry and petty
And
towards...
and Ed has his brain waves, because he took them, so he knows exactly what he would have said if he was about to kill himself. Which was 4 words, apparently.
Anyway.
Anyways, then Bruce discovers a riddle left for him and solves it instantly. Great detective work. He's able to solve that riddle. It's clock. What can you never find 13 on? The clock. Well, it goes up to 12. Unless it's a Kingdom Hearts themed one that's based off Organization 13, and then, like, in the middle it would say, like, Organization 13, and boom, I found it. But that's Roman numerals, so...
Or a military clock.
Are there military clocks? Like standard, like, go around like this military clocks?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
not like that, but, like... Anyway.
But they meant, like, one of those clocks.
I think military clocks are generally, like, digital, or the ones, you know, the old, like, flip card clocks.
Yeah.
But
that's not what he meant. He meant, like, a wall clock. Something. Oh, specifically, you can tell he's a good detective because of how tough that riddle was.
yeah.
Super tough riddle. I mean, like, it took. I mean, the doctor, like, she took at least, like, 2 seconds longer than Bruce to figure that one out. Right? So it's a tough riddle. Then we get to see Ed's home. We then go to Ed's home. He goes home after his success of killing his boss and getting away with it.
And leaving his job.
And it's creepy as fuck. It proves that he's even more obsessed with Bruce, because Bruce's pictures are
Yeah.
everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
He has that weird fortune teller thingy. Little monkeys and shit just lying around. It's very small, too. Like, it's basically just a workspace. Lots of carnival stuff. It's creepy. So he was definitely destined to be a villain.
I don't think Edward was doing much sleeping, because I never saw a bed either.
Yeah, 100% he was destined to be a villain. Like, there's no way you have this set up at home.
Yeah.
And then he rides on his little moped and delivers the second riddle for Bruce. I wonder if he's going to be able to figure it out. I bet he will, because you know why? World's greatest detective. Greatest detective. Blank door. Bruce. Oh, okay. This next scene, after this, Bruce goes and he meets with Chase, because he does not believe that this guy that he knew would just commit suicide.
Yeah.
Because he had a relationship with him, apparently, that was never really delved into. But he's like, I don't think he committed suicide. So then he goes and visits Dr. Chase, who's working out, and Bruce overreacts and breaks down the door because he assumes something's going wrong. And he has apparently no reason to not tell people he's Batman, because at every opportunity he does stuff that clearly someone who's not Batman wouldn't do. So he breaks down this door, and he gets a date. He gets a date with this. Like Chase just kind of rolls with it. You know, just like, oh man, I'm
going to the circus.
Going to the circus. I need to get you out of those clothes, girl, and into a black dress. Want to go to the circus? You can get away with that when you're super rich and have real hair. So someone out there specifically should not try that, even though they are rich. Though you never released your tax file, so I don't know. Are you rich? Well, the majority of that's coming from here, so maybe they don't hear it.
Yeah, maybe they don't hear it.
But if you do hear that, that's coming from your place. Those motorcycles are around you. You need to go stop that gang. So he gets the date, and now it's circus time. We're going to the circus. I wonder if there's anything special in the circus that's going to be picked up here.
Yeah, let's talk about the clearly inspired Tim Burton circus.
All right. When Dumbo comes out in March, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
You know, the Dumbo circus movie, Tim Burton's directing it. I assume that's what you're speaking about. It's a circus. How the fuck do you want circuses to look?
I don't know.
You know what other circus look like that? The fucking Circus and Greatest Showman.
I don't think
that's just how circuses are.
I don't think I've ever been to a circuit with midgets and tall men painted completely in gold and silver dust, banging on drums rhythmically. I was waiting for somebody to bust through the curtain and start going Kalima.
But how's that Tim Burton inspired? That was Spielberg. You're getting your directors mixed up, man.
No, I'm not.
Okay, so it's circus time. While he's there, Bruce is like, hey, hey, you want to go rock climbing? And Dr. Chase all like, nah, man, I like Batman, not you. And Bruce all thinking, but I am Batman, I'm not going to say that. But I'm thinking about saying it. I mean, in a couple seconds here, I'm about to say it, but I'm not. And then things go bad. Two-Face shows up. He knocks out the ringmaster. That's what they are called. And becomes the new ringmaster, sets a bomb off, and he's like, hey, I want Batman, and one of you rich people or you cops know who Batman is. And then things are really loud. Bruce stands up, and he's like, I'm Batman, Harvey. I'm Batman. No one hears him, though.
He's like, I am Batman.
Robin is what? Oh, okay.
Now with some of your favorite reoccurring bits, like Mike tries to decipher his own handwriting.
I'm sorry. So after this, once the bomb set off, the Flying Graysons, which we were introduced to before, they're like, hey, we need to stop this. Then Bruce also is like, we're going to stop this again, even though, someone who's not Batman would not just rush in and do this.
Yeah.
But the whole family's there, and it's the one kid's job to do it. So Richard saves the day.
Yeah.
Richard saves the day, throws that bomb out of there. Good job, Richard. But his family died. So take the good, take the bad. His whole family's dead. So it's just him now. But luckily, our next scene is Richard coming to move in to Wayne Manor. He lied to the cop. He's like, no, I'm not going to want to live there. But then it's like, hey, motorcycles. Motorcycles are cool. I'll stay here.
Yeah.
Also in this scene, we get a small flashback into Batman's origins because, we need that mandatory Batman know how he came about in every Batman movie.
Yeah, backstory.
If you don't get that, then what's the point of a Batman movie?
Yeah, how do you even know?
How do I know how he became Batman? What I don't know what fuels him unless he tells me. And also, Robin and Al bond. Robin calls Alfred Al. They bond. I like that.
Al and Alf.
Al, he's not a good father figure. All the people that he takes care of wind up becoming superheroes. Because he's a bad role model that just pushed them to that career for some reason. After that, there's a random Batmobile chase scene in there for some reason. Because again, we just need more scenes. So Batman's out on the field. He's looking for Two-Face again. He falls for Two-Face's trap of being like just some random person going through the street, pulls out the rocket launcher, all that shit. We get a chase through town. He uses the hook thingy like I had the toy of.
That seemed a little out of place.
Yeah, it was just kind of random there. Like,
I was expecting,
like, even at the time, I could tell how random it was. It was like, this doesn't belong here.
I was expecting at the end like some fucking Two-Face triggered the bat signal, and that's why he was out looking or whatever. But
I mean, maybe he did that and they just didn't tell us. But
it's possible.
But again, it's just a random chase scene in the middle of the movie because, like, hey, we have this Batmobile. Let's get more of it.
Bump that runtime up.
After that, we go back to Ed. Ed there chilling in there. He's like, man, I didn't think of a villain name because I just saw... Because Ed watched the circus scene on his TV, and he was inspired by Two-Face. He's like, I want to be a villain now. So he comes up with a bunch of names and uses a statue and costumes. I don't really get what was going on with that, but 90s internet, I guess.
He was likening himself to a god.
And
using a Greek statue.
There we go. Look at that. You're finding symbolism. I didn't even know it was there. But he eventually comes up with the Riddler, and then just steals his fortune teller's costume.
I don't know. The Puzzler was that montage. Made
the Questioner?
No. The Questioner. And what was the one with him all Rambo'd out?
I don't remember what he said because I said Rambo. I don't know what he. It was like like Dr. Kill.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like Professor Kill or something.
It was kind of like in My Hero, which you should watch. We'll just get into that when Bakugo comes up with the name Lord Explosion Murder as a superhero name. Still hasn't officially come up with one, so it's Lord Explosion Murder. What's what I call him now. Oh, then after this, Riddler goes to Two-Face's, and oh shit, Drew Barrymore's in this. I love the 90s Drew Barrymore's here. That's cool. That's awesome. Very small role. She had about just as much to do as Dr. Chase did.
You know what the girls' names were? And I only know this because I just looked up at the IMDb.
Sugar and Spice.
Sugar and Spice.
Yeah, I was aware.
I didn't know if you knew.
I did. It's a great movie. Of course I would know this. I would know all the characters' names. Spice was also there. I don't know who she was.
I don't.
I did not recognize the actress.
It wasn't
She was wearing
anybody
more
that-
makeup than Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore was
Yeah.
not wearing that much makeup. And during this scene, this first interaction between the Riddler and Two-Face, I think, is amazing.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee's still trying here. But Jim Carrey still has the reins held a little bit. And there's a villain team up. They're going to team up. Yay! After a coin flip, which apparently goes right because Riddler's still alive. If it would have went wrong, he would have had his head blown off. So we're just left to assume.
And
Who
his
knows?
bones grinded to dust.
After this, we get a scene of Robin doing laundry. He's performing the wax on, wax off technique of laundry to become a ninja later. Then we get a montage of Riddler and Two-Face going on a crime spree.
Debbie Mazar.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Which involves a scene of Two-Face teaching Riddler how to punch someone. And it's at this moment, literally the second Riddler pulls his hand back, you can see Tommy Lee die inside.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee dies inside, and his acting has now been finished for the movie and his career.
Yeah, possibly. It was cool.
Up until like this is the point where it's like I didn't hate Two-Face the rest of the movie, but it's clear that Tommy Lee is not putting the same effort he had into the first half of the movie.
No.
And I do enjoy the crime spree scene itself. The first crime spree scene, we have several montages, but the first montage I very much enjoyed.
The punching scene was funny, and again, that's the one that Jim Carrey punched looked like Christian Bale from behind. I'm telling you.
It definitely wasn't.
I know it wasn't. It was a mannequin or something, but it looked like Christian Bale.
So after this crime spree, they now have a ton of money, so Nigma launches his own tech company. And no one questions how this former employee of Wayne Enterprises is able to launch a tech business in a matter of like weeks. I'll give them the correct. Maybe it's been a couple weeks. There's no real time frame set in this movie, but still, you think someone would question the fact that Edward Nigma made this trying company, and now he's all cleaned up. Like he looks like a normal Jim Carrey, not like maniac.
I was
Jim Carrey from the beginning.
waiting. I was waiting in a later scene. I was waiting for Bruce to address that, like how he got the money or whatever. But
No, he hasn't discovered he's Riddler yet because he hasn't tried to. That's later when he becomes a good detective.
well, no. But I mean, like even still, like I feel like Bruce Wayne being a well-to-do whatever, like the single greatest businessman / entrepreneur / tech company in the history of Gotham City.
He doesn't run it himself.
And all of a sudden,
Everything we know about Bruce Wayne, he doesn't run it
and
himself.
all of a sudden, there's somebody who comes out of nowhere and doubles his stock value in this much time.
Yeah, but everyone needs that box thing. It's in every household across Gotham.
I'm just saying, red flags should have gone up.
Yeah, but he was trying to date Chase, but Chase wanted to date Batman. He was going through a whole struggle here, all right?
The
whole struggle here.
Daddy issue thing. It's the
Team
nipple.
up. No one questions
It's the nipple points on the suit that gives Batman the advantage.
After this, we go back to Wayne Manor. Robin's chilling out, and he does parkour, and gets into the Batcave. And he's like, "Oh shit, Al's Batman."
Wait a minute, the butler is Batman.
No, he finds out Bruce is Batman here. What is that? Something Batmobile. Oh, he steals the Batmobile at the end of this. And Alfred goes, like, Bruce is on his little date with Chase, still not having it work out because she wants Batman.
Yeah.
And a great scene here where Alfred's just like, he stole the car, and Bruce, like, the...
Jaguar?
I don't think he said Jaguar.
I think it was Rolls Royce first.
And then he's like, no, the other car. And then he listed another car. And then Alfred's like, no, the other car. I've had enough of your shit, Bruce. This is why if you were on vacation in Paris and I saw you, I wouldn't say hi. So he steals the Batmobile. So the Batmobile shows up, and there's a girl held hostage by some neon thugs.
Street gang.
So then Robin, Richard saves that girl. What? That's what happens.
Yeah, I know.
He claims he's Batman. He's clearly not. But then he saves the girl, easily defeating the thugs, and then he climbs up a ladder, which apparently stops his karate shit from working. So then Batman has to show up and save the day.
Shit, ladders. My only
My
weakness.
one weakness. So then after that, Robin's all like angry. He's like, you're the reason my parents are dead. And Bruce is all like, I would have died for you. I'm crazy. I don't care about my life. And Then they meet a kind of mutual understanding. And then Bruce goes to Nigma's party, because Nigma's having this big, hey, look, all this money I made. And I have this new device that I made sometime in between my crime spree. That's even better than the old device. So he shows up, and Batman...
Again, clearly, just indicative of the fact that Edward Enigma's spiral into psychosis was because he wasn't sleeping enough.
And this is another great Bruce Wayne scene. Another reason why I really like Val Kilmer's Batman, Val Kilmer's Bruce, is that like he shows like no jealousy, and he's just like, oh, whatever, cool. He plays like super cool, like he shows up at his own party just by not caring.
Yeah.
Like Ed clearly cares that Bruce doesn't care, and then Bruce just doesn't care. It's great. And he would be able to steal Drew Barrymore, but Drew Barrymore's part of an evil plot. There's an evil plot going on, because this new machine that Ed has can like scan your memories and your mind and shit to learn your deepest, darkest secrets. And just as I said, Bruce fell for another trap here. He went into the machine because it was off, and then it got turned on. So Bruce fell for a trap here. He's not good at avoiding traps.
I mean, he should have known.
Traps are not his strong suit.
Drew Barrymore is very good at turning things on.
Get out.
That's not a comic book movie.
This is a serious podcast. So then, Two-Face decides to crash the party, much to Ed's dismay. He's not happy about Two-Face crashing his party, but Two-Face is like, I'm bored, all right? I want to kill Batman. Let's just do it. So then...
Do you want to kill the Batman?
During this scene, guess who shows back up during this party scene? Like when Two-Face attacks?
Robin. Or Dick. I mean, Richard.
No. Yeah, he does show up, but what I'm looking for is the bank guard guy.
Oh, yeah.
Bank guard guy is there, and he's like,
blocked it
out. No, Two-Face!
Oh, no.
Like, he is so over the top that you were able to spot him in the scene, even though he only had one line.
Sorry.
So, bank guard guy's back, and then Batman shows up, and, like, the guard's there, and he's doing, like, this crazy ninja shit. And then Bruce just kicks him in the face.
Yeah.
Very reminiscent of Indiana Jones. So I just had to make that call out. It's very, very familiar with the whip scene, and then Indiana Jones just shoots him, which was improv by Harrison Ford, fun fact.
Oh, really?
Yes, that scene, like, originally, like, Indy's supposed to, like, actually fight him back, but Harrison Ford just, like, was tired that day or whatever, so he just did, like, the prop gun, and the guy went with it, and then
that's cool.
got kept in the movie. Is what I heard. That could be fake, but that is what I've heard is the story of what happened. So then they're fighting, and Two-Face goes down the cellar to escape from Batman. Batman follows him and falls for another trap. It's a pipe that leads him to like a furnace. Batman fell for another trap. Again, traps are his one weakness apparently. If you have a trap, he'll fall for it. But unfortunately, Two-Face was not aware that
we need to get a Batman.
Bats are impervious to fire.
We need to get a bat trap counter. to run the length of this series.
Just anytime you see a trap in any movie, you're like, oh, Batman would have fell for that.
No, Batman would have fell for that.
Oh, yeah, the fire does not kill bats, obviously. Everyone knows that bats are impervious to fire. So this trap did not work. He was able to escape. But then there's a secondary trap where it's like filled with sand or cement or whatever the fuck it was. But luckily...
Loose strewn fucking pebbles.
Luckily, Robin chooses to save Batman instead of go after Two-Face. And I can call him Robin now because he's wearing the Robin outfit. Yay, Robin's here. Then he leads to a series of names where he's like, oh, should I be Wonder Kid or Nightwing or some other name?
Call me Batboy or Nightwing. No, stop there. Or Robin. Damn it.
Well, Robin's his family name. That's what his family called him. Don't you remember the scene when he was bonding with Al earlier?
I just want a Nightwing. I want a good on-screen Nightwing. So bad.
Well, here's what you do. See your screen right here? Play Arkham on it. Nightwing's there.
Live action. We're not going down the DC needs to get their shit together movie-wise rabbit hole. Continue.
All right. So then Bruce is all like, hey, I'll stop you from killing Two-Face. And Robin's all like, no, you won't. You don't kill people. And then Bruce is all like, But
tell that to those guys I kicked out of that building earlier.
But Robin gives his suit to Al and says, hang it up, and then I'll wear it when I want to. And then I was like, all right, cool. So he softly joins the team at this point.
Soft dick.
What?
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 Okay. No, I'm just like I can read this. I just don't understand what I'm referring to.
Holy soft dick entry, Batman.
Oh, okay, yeah. So then,
I would have ignored me.
I
too.
believe that's that scene. That looks like it works. Yeah, okay. So then Batman, as Batman goes to visit Dr. Chase, so I have written down, how the fuck has Dr. Chase not realized that... actually, I have specifically written down Dr. What's-Her-Name, not figured out that Bruce is Batman yet. Like, they clearly have the same psychosis. They're both crazy.
You never see them in a room together.
Never see them in a room together. I mean, like he shows up and she's like, I want Bruce. And then Batman turns around, he has that like creepy ass smile. Like,
No,
that was Bruce smiling. He goes,
that
was me.
That was
which then leads to Batman quitting. He's like, I'm done being Batman for like the next like 10 minutes of this movie. Because in a movie called Batman, Batman's not going to stay quit. Also, this time Riddler and Two-Face, unlike Dr. Chase, are like, hey, Bruce is thinking about bats. He must be Batman, right?
Yeah.
They figure it out. They're able to figure it out. Dr. Chase, who personally interacted with both of them, not able to figure it out, but they are. Due to mind control shit or whatever. Then Robin decides to leave, which I'm sure he'll have a major moment where he returns later and it will be explained why he came back. I'm positive that's what will happen as he continues the movie. He goes, takes his motorcycle, and leaves. It's Halloween going on, just so Two-Face and Riddler can break in, apparently.
Yeah,
and do trick-or-treat.
It's just easy fucking entry access.
But before they actually break into the manor, Dr. What's-Her-Name finally figures out that it's Bruce, because she kissed both of them. It's like, wait, those are the same lips. And then after that, we get another, Batman traumatic flashback, that flowers fall. And, there is a book. It was my dad's, which is apparently a deleted scene. At one point, Bruce is looking at the book, and the last entry his dad has written was Bruce keeps insisting we go to the movies. He killed his family.
Oof.
Which kind of explains why he's Batman. It's there. We got the origin story. So that Riddler and Two-Face finally make it in. Riddler has this cool staff.
Yeah.
He has an awesome-ass fucking staff. It's like what's the red dude from Power Rangers' name? Like the lightning bolt staff. But it's like that staff, except it can hack shit. So he's just able to hack into everything. He goes, and Jim Carrey's Riddler just fucking blows everything up with little, ducky things. That is a great scene. Baseball sound effects.
Oh, yeah,
the computer,
yeah.
That's just Riddler having, and I quote here, a joygasm. He has a joygasm. Based on how much fun he had in this scene here. Also during this scene, Two-Face keeps wanting to kill Bruce.
Yeah.
But he keeps getting fucking heads. And heads you live, so he has to keep trying. It's like we're finally getting into the bipolarness of Two-Face here. He can't help himself. He can't do it without it.
Yeah.
And again, that comes up in a later scene, which I'll get to in a minute. And at the end of this, I just say Doctor Kidnapped. I was wondering, it looked like there was a space there, but Doctor Kidnapped. I was wondering what I said as Doctor this time.
That's not.
I still never put her name.
No.
But the Doctor was kidnapped because apparently they just wanted Bruce to suffer. I don't understand why he doesn't just kill him there. Any supervillains out there, if you can ever kill a superhero, do it.
Nope, they got to learn a lesson.
Nope, you just do it.
Get
rid of the problem.
Quoth the Riddler, they got to learn a lesson. I'm so low on juice.
So am I.
So low.
No, Star Wars is not getting into the series. So the Doctor's kidnapped. I just had to point out at this point, I love Jim Carrey's Riddler. The scenes back in there, just him being over the top in this fucking lair, talking to Dr. Chase. Loved it. And Bruce, as a great detective, is finally able to put all these riddles together and find out it spells out Mr. E. Edward Nygma. Edward Nygma is Riddler. It's so obvious now, so it must be at this giant-ass random island thing that Nygma Corp's located at that you wouldn't question before.
Yeah.
So that's where we're going to go find
him. Permits for that so fast.
He hacked into the people's
Bruce Wayne thinks as he's driving the... Anyway.
Yay for... Robin comes back. Yay. There's nothing really happening. He just showed up and he's like, hey, let's go take down Two-Face. I can't promise I'm not going to kill him. And then Bruce's like, man's got to go his own way. We're partners. They do They're more than friends. They're partners now.
Yeah.
And then they decide to take both the bat plane and the bat boat. So they head towards the island. Two up by air, one up by Robin. So they go there. Shit gets blown up. I have a message on my phone. I'll check that later. Or my phone's fully charged, but I have notifications. In this scene, like, this shit's getting blown up, and we have the best adaptation of Battleship ever put on screen.
Yeah.
Way better than that Rihanna movie.
Yep.
There's just this one, like, 30-second clip of Two-Face and Riddler playing Battleship and blowing up the boat. And then there's some underwater shit. This scene was a bit dark. I didn't really know what was happening. There's nets flying around. Batman was going. Robin was getting drowned or some shit. I don't really know what's going on. But eventually they make it to the island.
And I definitely don't think the 5 or 6 people trapped in Batman's net couldn't have figured out how to swim over to the buoy and release the caliper.
From all accounts of what we've seen of them, they are very stupid.
No, I know. I'm just...
Well, first I don't have it written down, but we get a great 60s Batman quote here. Holy metal Batman. You know, this metal has holes in it. You know?
Yeah.
But obviously it's a reference to that. That's cool. And forgot I said that. And it's at this point in the movie where Jim Carrey goes full Jim Carrey. Like, Jim Carrey gets super over the top, and I love every minute of it. And he is just having a good time, much to Tommy Lee's dismay.
From a costume design point, the hair was over the top for me. That's like my one complaint.
The red hair, or the hair like when he puts on the white suit?
The red short hair wasn't bad, but when they did...
See, where I'm saying this, he hasn't put on the white suit yet.
Oh.
This is before he puts on the white suit with the crazy hair.
Okay.
But he himself is just going over the top. This is like the scene where he's like, "Was that over the top? I can't tell yet. Or I can't tell anymore." And it's like, oh, that was just you asking the director if it wasn't it? You just left it in the movie.
Tommy Lee Jones groans in the background.
He's going full carry here. Then we get the... maybe this is the white suit at this point. Maybe it is.
Yeah. Once the assault on the tower starts, he had the ridiculous...
No, because he had a suit on when they first started assaulting the tower. Then he changed at a later point, but I think this is after. Because this is when Batman shows up there.
The Ace Ventura Devil Crown was just...
So Batman shows up here. They have Dr. Chase held hostage. They have Robin held hostage. And this is where the Dark Knight came from. Like, we would not have the Dark Knight without this scene. This is clearly where it was chased. But he's got to make a choice. And what does he choose? Choose to make things dark. Just make it dark and then save them both.
Yeah.
Because unlike Spider-Man, he could have saved Gwen. He's able to go down. He's able to stop Robin before he hits the bottom. That's crazy. That's crazy that and make sure it's even weight distribution so you don't snap their neck. Like Batman is an expert at this. He would be an expert at Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
Batman's better than Spider-Man. I said it. This movie proves it. R.I.P. Gwen. So that's funny. Also, there was a scene earlier. I skipped over it where Robin saves
Two-Face.
Saves Two-Face, which I thought was good development for his character, and then Two-Face just being like, I respect it, but you're a fucking idiot.
You're noble.
That was Harvey talking, not Two-Face. Like, again, we're getting some of the duality in the second half.
Yeah.
Which then leads to his ultimate demise, since he was obsessed with this coin. He flips the coin to see if he should kill Batman. Batman throws more coins because he's just carrying loose change. He stopped for McDonald's before this. McDonald's is in the universe. We saw McDonald's earlier. Threw the change, and Harvey falls for some change. It's just nice. He just falls down for it. He dies, apparently, because, much like this, we wouldn't have Batman Begins without this. I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you.
Yeah.
That was the choice he made. Though we never see him die. He could come back if they ever decide to continue this string of movies for some reason. And with the way DC's going...
It's possible.
I would put it past him.
Anything's up in the
air. So after this, everything's good. Batman's able to stop Riddler because all this shit exploded, so he lost all his brain power and like too much overload in his brain. So he gone completely crazy. He's in Arkham Asylum. He thinks he's Batman. Nicole Kidman's there, and she's just kind of freaked out. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck, Ed? You're crazy. Goes out, talks to Bruce. They have a good time. Not gonna say that one. And then the movie ends. Batman and Robin are running towards the end. They just tease this great movie for the sequel where Batman and Robin are together the whole time. I can't wait for that movie. And that was Batman Forever. That's how it ended. There's credits after that. I didn't watch the credits. This is before post-credit scenes. But that was Batman Forever. That was my recap of the movie. Thoughts throughout it. Yeah. So first off, I'll give my opinions first. After watching it, I still like this movie. Like I rewatched it, I still enjoy it. Obviously, there's faults with it, but I can see through the faults. I really enjoy it. It is. I have this. It is written. It is written to be campy in all the right ways.
Yeah.
Like it is campy, but that's what they're going for. Like it's clearly like supposed to be a campier tone, but while also still kind of infusing some of the cool designs that Burton brought to in the first two movies. Tommy Lee is way better than I thought he was originally, especially during the first half. Like he is trying and he's doing a good job, and I don't think the problems with Two-Face not being Two-Faces were on his acting. That was just on how they wrote the script. Like I said, he was playing more of a Joker character, but I really liked his portrayal of that crazy Joker character. There were more like direct jokes in this than I remember there being. Like they were clearly doing some puns to be jokes.
Yeah.
And it also had more Adam West callbacks. Like I did not remember all the like there's several times in the movie where they added the baseball sound effect for Jim Carrey, or they had like the 60s music playing. I thought that was a nice touch because it kind of goes with the tone it was playing. All right, we're back after a quick intermission. That was my thoughts on the movie. Go ahead and give your opinion to me, Rob, since you've been avoiding it because you don't want to break my heart.
All right, Mike, I'm going to level with you.
But most people normally do, especially people from 28 days ago.
I hate that you
If it's from the first, then it will be 30.
I hate that you stepped on my I'm going to level with you joke. I've been sitting on that one all day.
That's what you were for. It was decently funny. He went down. He leveled out. Though he's still above me because his chair's shorter, I think.
I'm going to be brutally honest when I say this.
All right.
I fucking love this movie.
Oh my fucking god! Oh my fucking god! Yes. You don't know how happy it makes me. It makes me so happy. So happy.
I thought it was.
Don't talk to the internet. They'll disagree with you.
I thought it was good. I thought it was campy in the right places that it needed to be.
You know, I realize we've been worried about keeping it center. I never. Oh no. Okay, that was the gain. No, I did switch it by audio. We're good.
Oh, okay. I enjoyed the juxtaposition of like Bruce Wayne with this like noir film feel, and like the campy homage to the comics and previous iterations of Batman.
It's to me, it's the perfect blend of Schumacher and Burton.
I mean, trust me, there were points where I could have let my suspension of disbelief get away from me and just ripped into the movie, but really,
the way they set it up to where they do things in the movie that lets you give other things passes. Like they clearly show the tone they're going for.
Probably one of the favorite iterations of Batman I've watched. Yes. Christian Bale and Heath Ledger is still number one for me, but that's mostly Heath Ledger's Joker.
I mean, the Dark Knight's better than this, like no question.
Yeah.
But again, I like Christian Bale's Batman. I don't really care for Bruce Wayne.
No. I understand. I understand the difference of those characters too.
Like with Christian Bale, it's like his.
He's
playing three characters. The Bruce Wayne, the character that is Batman, Christian Bale's good at. The Bruce Wayne that's supposed to be this playboy that people don't believe is Batman is terrible. And that is Batman I enjoy.
He doesn't do much detective work. I won't even say that his...
I don't know, we gotta think like... No, I don't... This is spoiling stuff for later, so just move on.
But anyway, definitely probably my second favorite iteration of Batman.
More than the animated series?
Ooh, it's been a while since I visited the animated series.
Holy patch-headed job, Batman! Just want to get you to use that line. We were talking about Batman the animated series, which was the last thing we were speaking.
Oh yeah. It's been a long time since I visited the Batman animated series, so I.
But like I said, Mask of the Phantasm definitely gonna get reviewed on the show. But Mask of the Phantasm. Yeah. So you enjoyed this Batman villain combination.
Yeah. And I was fighting against myself while we were watching it, not to be as outwardly joyful about it as I would have been normally. because
I thought for sure you hated it.
I'm so glad I sold it.
Because anytime I looked at you, you were in the middle of an eye roll. I was like, damn.
The eye roll was the defense of the chuckle, because I knew if I started laughing at the things that weren't just blatantly ridiculous.
Like, it's camp, but it's good camp.
Oh yeah, great camp, A+ camp. But I'm glad I've been able to sell it consistently for the
last however many hours
18 hours or so. Yeah, no, I'm happy with it.
I am very glad you enjoyed the movie. Any specific thoughts you want to say? Quick words in review. What'd you think of Two-Face?
I want more. I want more of that Batman.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I know. Trust me, I'm not getting my hopes up or anything.
Again, my tease at the end of the recap where it's like, I can't wait for that Batman Robin movie that it teases. You don't want to see that.
No.
You're going to have to see that.
Yeah.
But you don't want to see that.
Because even
Nice to meet you.
Oh, Christ.
Time to chill out.
I'm gonna be begging for the Riddler to come back. I know, but
So you really like Jim Carrey's Riddler?
Yeah.
Okay, that's one of the things I wasn't sure, because like you're not a Dumb and Dumber fan, right?
No.
Yeah. So
No.
I was like, is it too much like that for you?
No, it was more like Ace Ventura coming unglued than it was, I think, Dumb and Dumber.
No, I think his Riddler is perfect. Like I think there's also a great like serious Riddler. Like if Nolan would have done Riddler, I would love that.
Yeah. But
I really enjoy Jim Carrey's Riddler. Like it's a more cartoony Riddler.
Well, yeah, and
this is a more cartoony movie. I think that's the thing.
Oh yeah, it's definitely, like I said, more of a direct homage to the comics than it is necessarily to try and make it serious or real to life or anything like that. Ooh, excuse me, like that. But no, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And you like the design and everything. Like, yeah. All right, I am glad you enjoyed it. That's our thoughts on it. That,
like I said, even like the side by side of Batman in his super high tech vehicle, but like the police cruisers and everybody else vehicles being like.
Yeah, basically like
30s and 50s like Studebakers
like
and
Batman's
stuff.
Shit and the Riddler shit were all high tech, and everyone else was like living in the Stone Age.
No, but that definitely contributed to like the noir aspect of the film for me, because I mean that scene with Nicole Kidman spread out with
in the bed when Batman
just ridiculous fan service of her, but that was just like, as I'm watching that, I'm thinking like Casablanca or something like that. So no, they did a great fusion of two worlds of film that I think really worked and wouldn't necessarily work in other circumstances.
Yeah, and like I said, they get rid of that fusion Batman and Robin and just goes full Schumacher. Since you're more positive, I'm just gonna do a couple like more like devil's advocate type things. You waste Nicole Kidman in this movie. Just straight up, she had nothing to do.
She didn't have anything to do.
Weak female characters for sure.
Yeah, it wouldn't pass the what is it, the Rorschach test?
I don't know what the name of the test is.
Either way.
No, oh shit, I had it for like it flashed to my mind.
I'm pretty sure it's the Rorschach or the Rorschach.
No, that's the blots. Rorschach's the blot test.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, it starts with like a B or some shit. But I know the one you're talking about. Like where I don't even think two female characters talk to each other on screen the whole movie.
No.
Like the closest would be Sugar and Spice, and they were both talking to Two-Face.
Yeah.
Robin, while I enjoy like him in action, I also think Chris O'Donnell had very little to do, and if you would have taken Robin out of the movie, it would barely affect the movie. Like, he doesn't even show up through halfway through. And like it's just like the one like good scene with him is him and Two-Face like on the cliff.
I don't know.
Besides that, I mean,
I pretty much enjoyed whenever he was on.
I mean, it's not that I didn't enjoy it. It's just that like he was not important to the movie. Like literally, if you take him out of the movie, not much changes.
Yeah. Except down at the end, it would have been like Chase Meridian and like Commissioner Gordon, and you and I both know that Batman's just diving straight for Chase at that point.
Especially this commissioner. That Commissioner Gordon is nowhere near the level of Gary Oldman.
No.
Apparently he played the Commissioner in all 4 of these movies.
That I will say was probably the weakest showing.
I like the weakness of the GCPD I don't like the weakness of Jim Gordon specifically.
No, agreed with you. Jim Gordon is supposed to have his shit together. Everybody else is supposed to be the bumbling, asinine, rent-a-cop.
Yep. And one last negative thing, just how different they got the character of Two-Face in this from the comics. Like, I didn't mention this and explain the rules, but, like, I don't think being true to the comics is necessary for, like, a knock against it necessarily when it's not true to the comics, when it's for the better, or in a different take. And I just think you could have done a lot more with Two-Face if you would have kept him closer to the comics in that state.
I see, but I think Two-Face was used as a tool to serve Riddler in this case.
I mean,
because really,
it's true, but I mean, you could have also had that with more of his duality.
I mean, you're talking. This isn't anything to do on the acting. This isn't anything to do on the portrayal. But you had, I would be willing to venture out 25 to 30 minutes of excess chase bullshit.
But just think of that excess chase bullshit.
And when I say that, I don't mean the character Dr. Chase. I mean, like...
Yeah, you're talking about all the random scenes we point out where it's this didn't need to be here, we just need to have more action.
Yeah.
Like, if those scenes would have been devoted more towards developing Two-Face's character...
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm saying. Like there's more to that character, and you didn't really use it.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't utilize the character in a way you could have.
Yeah.
Like I said, like I really enjoy Two-Face in the beginning half of this movie, but is he really being Two-Face? Is this hard?
Yeah.
Like Bruce knows Harvey by name, and like you never really get any of their connection, just besides the fact that Two-Face wants to kill. Like
Batman was sitting in the courtroom in his suit.
What if one of those chase scenes would have been like a flashback of like Two-Face as Two-Face's first showdown with Batman? That explains why he hates Batman so much. Like that could have been a lot better. Again, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Like I've said, I love this movie.
Or even
really enjoyed this movie.
Or even just more of an intimate encounter between the two.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a fight where they were by themselves and could dialogue back and forth a little bit. No, I agree with you, and I understand what you're...
All right, so now that we got our thoughts of the movie out of the way, it's time to get to what this is all about. There's a reason why this is every comic book and superhero movie ever made ranked. Or just every superhero and comic movie ranked, I guess, better title. I think that's what I originally pitched it as, and then I've said it both ways throughout this thing. It doesn't matter. It's the ranking time. Now, we got these 5 tiers here, right? We got great. And cross that out. This is not a great movie. We don't need to talk about it.
See,
Are you thinking about putting it for great?
I could almost put it in, knowing that it would probably float around the bottom of great.
I love this movie. I do. I've seen a lot.
Because if not, this is definitely top tier good for me.
I think if we're putting this into great... then we're disrespecting the great category. Like, great saved for shit like The Dark Knight.
Okay.
Is what I like. It has to be great for me to say great. And like if I were like to give an actual rank to this, it would be a B probably. I don't know if it'd be B minus, B or B plus, but it would be in that B range. It's not an A rank. It's not an 100%. It's not at 90. Good is where I have written down is where I would place it, and I was willing to go to okay. That tells you kind of like where I was not letting it go below okay, but I was willing. But if you also agree that was good, you think it should be good, then we're gonna plank it at good. In the future, there will be graphics here, and you'll see all that shit. I don't think I'll have it ready for this week.
Oh no, and we've only got one movie. I mean,
so right now the ranking goes at number 1, no movie in the great category. So number 1, nothing. We still don't know. At number 2, and good, we have Batman Forever, and then nothing under it, because the other tiers don't matter right now because it's only the top 2 tiers.
Yeah.
But we know some movies above this because it's not great.
Yeah, and I think next episode we're definitely going to fill out the bottom of the barrel.
Thanks, Rob. Thank you for picking a movie that's gonna be in the bottom.
Because
since again we're not gonna have our stinger thing for this week. Go ahead and just let the people know. What did you choose? What's going to be our movie 2 weeks from now?
You know what?
What are we going to be talking about?
We're gonna visit another movie I haven't ever seen, but I've heard horrible things about.
Don't tell me we're going to watch Batman and Robin.
No.
Okay.
We're going to watch Spawn.
You think we're going to fill out the bottom?
What do you mean you think we're gonna fill out the bottom?
I enjoy Spawn. See you guys in 2 weeks.
God. Do me a favor, put that in the video when you edit it, but put one of the like cartoon kablams.
Bam!
Bam!
Do-do-do-do-do.